Friday, 2:17 a.m. Kitchen, lights off. You can't sleep again. Third night this week. No phone. Just you and the dark. Your chest feels heavy, mind racing. You whisper, "God, what's wrong with me? Why is everything suddenly harder?" Nothing's wrong with you. You're not falling apart. You're being marked. When God anoints you, truly anoints you, life doesn't get easier. It gets more dangerous, because the moment heaven marks you, hell takes notice, and suddenly everything shifts. People who used to support you start to misunderstand. Opportunities you prayed for suddenly close. Your mind becomes a battlefield, and you're left wondering, did I do something wrong? Did I miss God? No, you became a threat. Today, 5 signs you're dangerously anointed. And sign number 3 is the one most people mistake for spiritual failure, when it's actually confirmation that you carry something hell can't ignore. If you've been under attack with no explanation, this isn't random. Let me show you what's really happening. Sign 1. Sudden spiritual resistance. You didn't provoke. You didn't do anything different. Didn't sin. Didn't backslide. Didn't stop praying. But something changed. Your mind feels heavier. Mornings feel darker. Worship that used to lift you now feels flat. Prayers that used to flow now feel forced. And waves of anxiety hit you out of nowhere. No trigger, no reason, no explanation. Here's what most people think. I must be doing something wrong. God must be distant. My faith must be weak. Wrong. Stop. The enemy doesn't waste ammunition on empty vessels. He targets what carries oil. And if you've suddenly come under spiritual pressure without cause, it's not proof of God's absence. It's evidence of His presence. Before you were anointed, you could sin and the enemy left you alone. Why? Because you weren't a threat. But the moment God marks you, the moment He assigns you purpose, hell mobilizes. Ephesians 6:12 doesn't say we wrestle against our mistakes. It says we wrestle against principalities, against powers, against spiritual forces you can't see, but your spirit feels. Think about it. When was the last time you felt spiritually attacked when you were lukewarm? When you were comfortable? When you were coasting? Never. The attack came when you started obeying. When you surrendered that area God kept highlighting. When you said yes to the calling you'd been running from. That's not coincidence, that's confirmation. Daniel prayed, Daniel 10, and for 21 days nothing happened. Not because God didn't hear him, because a demonic prince was blocking the answer. The moment Daniel prayed, heaven responded, but hell intercepted. Why? Daniel carried governmental anointing. His prayers shifted nations, so the enemy fought him in the unseen realm. Here's the truth. Resistance isn't rejection. It's recognition. Hell doesn't attack what doesn't matter. So if you've been feeling warfare you didn't invite, congratulations. You've been marked as dangerous, but resistance is just the beginning. Sign 2 reveals why everyone around you suddenly feels different. Sign 2, strategic isolation. From people you thought would stay. They stop texting, stop calling, stop showing up. No fight, no argument, just distance. People you thought would walk with you to the next level suddenly exit at the first level. Friendships that felt solid now feel fragile, and you're left alone, wondering, what did I do? Why am I losing people? Here's the lie. If God was in this, people would stay. If I was really anointed, I wouldn't be alone. No. God isolates what He's about to elevate. And when He places a dangerous anointing on your life, He separates you, not to punish you, but to protect you. Before you say, but I need community, you do. But not every crowd can carry what God is putting in you. Some people were assigned to your past season, not your next one. David was anointed king at 15. 1 Samuel 16. The prophet poured oil on his head. Heaven confirmed him. But what happened next? He went back to the fields, back to the sheep, back to being alone, not because the anointing was fake, because it was real. And real anointing requires isolation before manifestation. God hides what He's preparing to reveal. He removes distractions, separates you from noise, strips away dependencies so you learn to lean on Him alone. Joseph was anointed with dreams, Genesis 37. But where did he go after the dreams? A pit, a prison, years of isolation. Not because God forgot him, because greatness is forged in hiddenness. Stop. Think. Who left when your season shifted? Who stopped understanding you when you started obeying God? Who suddenly felt threatened by your growth? That's not abandonment. That's divine separation. God will remove people who can't handle the version of you He's building. People who are comfortable with your brokenness, but uncomfortable with your breakthrough. People who loved you, struggling, but resent you rising. Isolation isn't punishment, it's preparation. Heaven isolates what it intends to elevate. But here's sign 3, and this is the one most people get wrong. Because it doesn't feel like anointing, it feels like failure. Sign 3, mental and emotional warfare. That feels like depression. You wake up heavy, chest tight, thoughts racing before your eyes even open, anxiety where there should be peace, overthinking where there should be clarity, fear where there should be faith. And you can't explain it. Life looks fine, nothing catastrophic happened. But your mind feels like a war zone. Here's what most people think. I must be depressed. Something's wrong with me. Maybe I need therapy. Maybe my faith isn't strong enough. Stop. What if it's not clinical? What if it's spiritual? The enemy knows he can't take your calling. So he goes after your peace. He floods your mind with lies until you start questioning what God already confirmed. He plants doubts until you retreat from the very thing you were anointed to do. Elijah called fire down from heaven. 1 Kings 18. Defeated 450 false prophets. Saw God move in undeniable power. Then what happened? 1 Kings 19. He ran into the wilderness and begged God to take his life. Why? Because spiritual highs often attract mental lows. The enemy waited until after the victory to attack his mind. Why? Because he knew if he could kill Elijah's thoughts, he'd kill Elijah's next assignment. Before you say, "But I shouldn't struggle if I'm anointed," read the Bible. Every anointed person fought battles in their mind. Moses doubted his calling. Exodus 3:4. I'm not eloquent. Send someone else. Jeremiah wanted to quit. Jeremiah 20. I won't mention his name anymore. Paul had a thorn in his flesh. 2 Corinthians 12. Something that tormented him repeatedly. Anointing doesn't remove the battle. It equips you to win it. Philippians 4:7 says, the peace of God will guard your heart and mind. Why does it need guarding? Because your mind is under attack. Ask yourself, when did the mental warfare increase? Was it after you said yes to God? After you started walking in obedience? After you began stepping into your calling? That's not mental illness. That's spiritual warfare. And the fact that your mind is a battlefield? It means you carry something dangerous. But sign 4 is where most people quit. Because it looks like God saying no when he's actually saying not yet. Sign 4. Unexplainable delays and closed doors that feel like rejection. You prayed, you fasted, you obeyed. And the door slammed shut. The opportunity you were certain was from God fell through. The relationship you thought was divine alignment ended. The breakthrough you've been believing for delayed again. And you're left wondering, God, did I hear you wrong? Did I miss your voice? Why does it feel like everything I reach for gets blocked? Here's the lie. If God wanted this for me, it would be open by now. Closed doors mean I'm out of his will. No. Sometimes God closes doors you begged him to open because he sees what's waiting behind them. Every delay is protection in disguise. Every closed door is divine redirection. Joseph had dreams at 17, Genesis 37. But he didn't see the throne until 30. 13 years of delay, pit, prison, forgotten, betrayed. And he could have said, God, you gave me the dreams. Why aren't they happening? Because premature promotion destroys what patient preparation sustains. Moses saw the promise at 40, Exodus 2, but he didn't step into it until 80. 40 years in the wilderness, tending sheep, feeling forgotten. And he could have said, God, you called me. Why am I still here? Because the calling you received at the wrong time would have crushed you. Stop. Ask yourself, what door closed that you're still mourning? What opportunity fell through that you're still bitter about? What relationship ended that you're still questioning? What if that wasn't God saying no? What if it was God saying, I love you too much to let you step into something you're not ready to carry? When you're dangerously anointed, delay doesn't mean denial. It means development. God isn't withholding. He's preparing. He's not ignoring your prayers. He's protecting your destiny. Because the wrong yes at the wrong time becomes the thing that derails you. So if everything feels on hold, don't panic. Heaven hasn't forgotten you. It's perfecting your timing. But sign 5 is the confirmation. The one that proves you're not just under attack. You're anointed for something specific. Sign 5. You carry an unshakable sense of purpose. Even in pain, you've cried, you've doubted, you've wanted to quit. You've prayed for God to take this cup from you, but something inside you refuses to give up. It's not stubbornness, it's not denial, it's something deeper, something you can't explain. No matter how hard it gets, your spirit whispers, there's more, this isn't the end. You were made for this. That's how you know it's divine. Because if it was just your idea, you would have quit by now. If it was just ambition, the resistance would have crushed you. But dangerous anointing doesn't quit when circumstances say, stop. It rises when opposition says retreat. Paul said it in 2 Corinthians 4, 8-9. We are pressed on every side by troubles, but we are not crushed. We are perplexed, but not driven to despair. We are hunted down, but never abandoned by God. We get knocked down, but we are not destroyed. That's what dangerous anointing looks like. Pressure without destruction, pain without surrender, warfare without defeat. The fire that's been trying to destroy you? It's the same fire God is using to refine you. And when you come out of it, you won't just carry anointing. You'll carry authority. Ask yourself, why can't you quit? Why, after everything, do you still sense God's hand on your life? Why, when logic says walk away, does your spirit say stay? Because some people are chosen to be blessed, but a few are chosen to be battle-tested. And if you're still standing after everything you've been through, if you're still believing after everything that tried to break you, if you're still saying yes after everything that told you to quit, you're not just anointed, you're dangerously anointed. If these signs are showing up in your life, it's not random. You're not under attack because you're weak. You're under attack because you're marked. Heaven chose you. Hell recognized you. And now every battle is confirmation that you carry something dangerous for the kingdom. So don't retreat. Don't question what God already confirmed. Don't let warfare convince you that you're disqualified. The resistance isn't proof you're off track. It's proof you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Sharpen your faith. Stay in the secret place. Stay humble. And stay ready. Because when God finally reveals what He's been building in you, every closed door will make sense. Every delay will be testimony. Every battle will be proof. Drop "I'm dangerously anointed" in the comments if this word confirmed what you've been feeling. Share this with someone who's been under spiritual attack but doesn't understand why. Next video, what to do when you're dangerously anointed, because recognition is step 1. Spiritual warfare strategy is step 2. The attack isn't over, but neither is your assignment.